ongoing revalidation exercise embarked upon by the Olu of Warri Ogiame Atuwase III has been generating discordant tunes among the people of Ishekiri Nation. Even though many people agree that it is an age-long tradition, some have claimed that the paramount ruler may have decided to carry out the exercise to appoint those he is comfortable working with, especially given the conflict that trailed his ascension to the throne. To others, however, the exercise is targeted at the chiefs who had opposed the selection of the new Olu of Warri. Those who had their chieftaincies revalidated so far are Iyashere of Warri Kingdom, Chief Johnson Amasheru Lege, who played a key role in the Olu's emergence. Others are Gabriel Awala, Kofi Kate, Robinson Ariyo, Dr. Roland Orisejafo, Raleigh Orisejafo, Edwin Oli, Solomon Areyaka, Clement Male Gemi, Eugene Ikomi, Omolubi, Newumi, Billy, Bessie, Chief Isaac Jemide, Chief Sunday Rone Obazwaye, Chief P. D. Yaleju, Chief Francis Omasheyi, Chief Engineer Oma Eyewuma, Chief Mark Erumi, and Chief Richmond Magri. When Yolu announced the revalidation exercise a few days ago, many had expected that Chief Ayeri Emami, the Ologbosere of Warri Kingdom, who was conferred with the title under the immediate past Olu Ogiame Ikinwale in 2017, will not attend the exercise. The reason is because the Ologbosere had opposed the election of the new Olu of Warri and even stayed away from his coronation, which was held with pomp and pageantry on August 21st. He also instituted a suit before a Delta State High Court sitting in Warri, in which he declared that he was the next to the deceased Olu of Warri, just as he is seeking the interpretation of the controversial 1979 chieftaincy edict to attain his rightful place in the traditional administration of Warri Kingdom. A writ of summon marked W/128/2021 and dated July 8, 2021 has Chief Emami as claimant with Chief Akoma Dudu, Dimeyi, Prince Emmanuel Okotiebo, and Chief Johnson Amasheru Lege as defendants. In the suit, which has been adjourned till September 28, the Ologbosere is seeking an order of interlocutory injunction to restrain the defendants either by themselves, agents, privies, and or whomever from crowning any person as the Olu of Warri Kingdom pending the hearing and determination of this suit. The Ologbosere had also rejected his purported suspension as chairman, Olu Advisory Council and Traditional Council of Chiefs by Guinewa One ruling house, saying they lacked the powers to do so. Speaking on why the Ologbosere did not attend the revalidation exercise, Comrade Alex Eyego, the spokesman of Ologbosere, descendant of Warri Kingdom, said it would be morally wrong for him to appear before the Olu of Warri for revalidation since he has a case in court challenging his emergence. As you know, Chief Ayeri Emami is in court challenging the entire process that brought in Atuwase III as the 21st Olu of Warri. Are they expecting him to go and revalidate a process he's challenging in court? Even they themselves know he will not come for the revalidation exercise. Revalidation and confirmation can be done at any time, so it is not an issue, but he is not expected to be there. Doing that will be sub judice and seen as his endorsement of what he is already challenging in court. Also, some people believe that this whole sudden move was targeted at the Ologbosere of Warri Kingdom, which Ayeri Emami and all his chiefs perceived to be loyal to him. Enyego also faulted the tradition of revalidation and confirmation of chieftaincy titles by the holders under the reign of a new Olu of Warri, insisting that such is not part of our custom and tradition. It started during the reign of His Majesty Ogiame Atuwase II, shortly after his coronation in 1987, when he said he was not going to confirm the then Ologbosere of Warri Kingdom, Chief O.N. Rewane, and a group of chiefs. Even at that, it was done by Atuwase II unofficially, with no letter or media publication to that effect. Shortly after the revalidation, many media houses had referred to the Yashere as the new Prime Minister and deputy to the Olu of Warri. Some also refer to Chief Ayeri Emami as the former Olugbosere of Warri Kingdom. The Ayeshere, however, issued a statement debunking the claim that he is laying claim to the Olugbosere or Prime Minister of the Warri title. A statement signed by him reads, "It has come to my notice that, possibly out of innocent misconception, I have been referred to by some media outlets as the Prime Minister of the Warri Kingdom. For the avoidance of doubt, let me state clearly I am sufficiently grounded in our culture and tradition to appreciate the imperative for us all, especially those of us privileged to be recognized as chiefs, to stand ready at all times to speak up in defense of the peace, stability, and integrity of our beloved kingdom. I hereby reiterate my absolute loyalty to Ogiame Atuwashe III and unqualified commitment to the cause of the progress of Warri Kingdom. Long live the Ogiame Atuwashe III." When asked to clarify if the Olugbosere title can be withdrawn from Chief Ayeri and given to another person that the Olu desires, Ayegon maintained that the Olugbosere is a family title, adding that the king cannot appoint anyone without consulting the Olugbosere's family. He also said the suspension of Chief Ayeri as Olugbosere is a comedy taken too far. If you cannot give somebody a chieftaincy title, then you cannot take it from him. You can't take what you can't give. You can only do that through force or robbery. All those claiming the Olugbosere has been suspended, whether Guinewa ruling house or chiefs, are just jokers who are entertaining the audience who wants to listen to them. What they are doing is just circus show. As at today, Chief Ayeri Emami is the de facto and the Olugbosere of Warri Kingdom, and he remains so. He's functioning effectively in that capacity despite the fact that he is in court. However, that does not mean that at any point in time, those who really want genuine peace and reconciliation cannot bring anybody to the table to talk. Olugbosere title is a family title. It is not Ayeri Emami's title. It is a family title, and it is the family that recommended Chief Ayeri Emami to the then Olu of Warri, who now confirmed it. The Olu of Warri cannot make anybody Olugbosere without recourse to the Olugbosere family. He will only make request to the family that he wants to give out Olugbosere title. The family will now do the internal screening on their own and then present a candidate. That was what was done, and that was how Chief Ayeri was presented to the then Olu of Warri, who now ratified and adopted the decision by the family. Once an Olugbosere title is given to somebody, it is till death. The person only stops being Olugbosere if he dies. It is not a tenured title. It is till death. Nobody can remove or suspend him because it is a family title. As the issue continues, many stakeholders had appealed to the monarch and those opposed to him to come together and join hands together for the development of Ishekiri nation. However, reports that a particular chief who had come to Ode Ishekiri, the ancestral home of Ishekiri nation, for the revalidation exercise but was declined by the monarch, who refused to decorate him with the traditional bead that makes him a chief, thus denying him the chieftaincy title status, and the kingdom, has sent tongues ringing that genuine reconciliation may be far-fetched after all. Also calling for reconciliation, Enyego said genuine reconciliation, peace and unity is the only way forward. Without peace, there can be no meaningful development, and without genuine reconciliation, there can be no peace. There is need for everybody to come together as one. Peace and genuine reconciliation can come in different ways. There are issues and there are divides, no doubt about that. The solution is for all those involved to come to the negotiating table and talk in the overall interest of the Ishekiri nation. I believe it is never too late to talk peace.